back. You are tuning in to Traders Nation. Don, during the monologue, talked about wow, and certainly Bitcoin. I mean, talk about wow, unbelievable with Bitcoin going on out there. I mean, it's like this explosion, this frenzy, Don. What's going on?
Kurt, this is incredible because Bitcoin has hit as high as 19,000 on other exchanges around the world.
Yeah.
This morning, this stock has traded as high, I've been watching it here, 17.5, let's say. And since we've come on the air, it is now cratered, and it's trading at 16.252 or 14% up for the day. It was as high as 33% up for the day. I would urge any trader in this Bitcoin to have a defibrillator handy because this is a heart stopper. This reminds me of the old days when we were trading stocks on dial-up modems.
Right. Yeah.
And you could wait 5 minutes for a confirm.
For a trade confirm. Don, can you imagine having to wait 5 minutes for a trade confirm? It's like, did I get filled? Look at the price. Remember those days?
Yes, I do. I was thinking about it when I'm watching Bitcoin, and I mean, really and truly, this is incredible. And I can tell you what, you have some sophisticated money in here.
Yeah.
Because as they raise these prices like they are, and then the bottom falls out, and everybody runs for the hills, I don't exactly know what the scenario is for any market makers that are in this, but they also have to have life-saving equipment available.
Boom, boom, boom. Clear. I mean, yeah, totally. So let's run over some numbers, and it is amazing. It'll make your head explode. Okay. You know, there's a ton of buzz on the street. I can't help it. I've been getting calls and emails, Don. I know you have too. What about Bitcoin? Yeah. What's going on here? Should we get in? I'm going like, and these are people, just normal folks on the street, hardworking Americans, and I'm like, you know, you'll get a haircut. I can't recall the last time that I said proceed with extreme caution, and certainly Bitcoin is one of those plays where, I mean, let's look at the numbers, okay? Today we hit a high as much as $19,304, okay? And like you said, it come crashing down into the $16,000 range. What a huge swing. Can you imagine? You really, not only do you have to have a stomach, an iron stomach for this type of trading time, but you're right, life-saving support equipment is going to be needed here. Phenomenal on what's going on, what we're seeing.
Kurt, and Kurt, just to interrupt you, as we've been on the air here, it's dropped another 7% down to 15.2.
Crazy.
So we have obviously a crash going on here.
Yeah.
When we first started to discuss this pre-show, I was sitting here looking at over $17,000.
Yeah.
And in the, I guess, 7 or 10 minutes, it has dropped down to 15.2. So this is a volatile sector, to say the least. And look, Bitcoin is a currency. I'm pretty much convinced it's here to stay.
Okay.
And I think what's going on now is this is all going to have to be sorted out.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, I would assume some regulators are going to have to step in here.
Yeah, I don't doubt that whatsoever. And can you imagine being a buyer at 19,000, seeing it back down in the 15th? Really? I mean, right? Can you imagine this? Okay.
Well, the answer is yes, I can, because there were those of us who used to trade some of these internet stocks, including Amazon in the beginning.
Sure.
And these stocks could go $30, $40 either way in minutes.
Yeah, that's so true. But back in those days, for instance, if you wanted to fill, it was 39. It was 19 cents, not 19 grand. So the numbers are a little bit different. But from back then, you could see a 19-cent stock for a small cap, like a small cap stock. Hit $1, and everybody was like, "Whoa, this is the kind of euphoria that's going around this Bitcoin." Back in the old days, same thing. But we're not talking about 19 cents. We're talking about 19 grand. It's creating some havoc out there also, too. There's this popular gaming site called Steam. A lot of kids play it, stuff like that, and they accept PayPal. They accept Bitcoin payment, but they're canceling that. They're dropping out the Bitcoin payment feature, citing chronic problems with cryptocurrency transaction fees, and of course, as we're talking here today, Don, volatile pricing. Okay, how do you do that? How do you handle that? If you accept payment in the Bitcoin, it could be a problem for you, especially with this kind of swings in the market on the Bitcoin price currencies. Don?
Difficult at best. Difficult at best.
Yeah, it totally is. Well, since we're talking about that, let's touch on a couple of things here today. We've been following PayPal and then been talking about payment processing stocks. PayPal is one of them. PYPL, bring it up on your charts. I'm loving this here today. Third day back up in the green for PayPal, Don. Currently trading at $73.80. 1.5 million shares exchanging hands here today. Average volume 7.8. Once again, a third day up. And this is after the S&P took a dive. NASDAQ took a dive and pulled these stocks down. Square is another one of them. Anything on PayPal you want to talk about before we move on to Square, Don?
Well, a lot of people around the world probably don't even know what PayPal is. They've heard about it, but they really don't understand the company.
Okay.
And, of course, PayPal, other than being in the payment business when we're online with e-commerce,
sure.
But don't forget they're very heavily involved in the lending business these days.
Yeah.
They'll lend to small businesses as well, as will Square.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if you go over to our YouTube channel, I think you can find some an archive on a discussion we actually had on that, small business lending, some really good information when it comes to PayPal. A lot of folks didn't know that. Let's go on to Square. SQ is the ticker symbol. Sam, Quebec. Square currently trading at $39.16. 5.1 million shares exchanging hands here today so far, and the average volume on the stock is 9 million shares. Same thing as PayPal. Same thing going on there. And then,
Square. Yeah. Well, this is Jack Dorsey's company. The same. He sits as the chair of Square, and he's also the chair of Twitter.
Okay. Yeah.
This is Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey is the deal.
At Jack, if you ever want to send him anything on Twitter, at Jack. He gets a lot of stuff too. I imagine that.
Of course.
Yeah, he probably gets it all day long. Let's move on to MasterCard. MasterCard currently trading at $149.19. 369,000 shares exchanging hands there today. Average volume there is 3.2 million shares. Now, here's the thing about MasterCard, is that if you were to take a clear acetate sheet, an overlay, okay, and you were to overlay that on that PayPal chart, bring up your charts, I'm telling you, this thing is it's like an identical twin. Twinkies, Don, for MasterCard and PayPal, some of these. Yeah.
Yeah. And, well, in this sector, you've got Visa also hanging around. Visa, PayPal, MasterCard, and, of course, First Data takes a back seat now these days. But PayPal, Square, MasterCard, and Visa are the strong ones in this sector.
Yeah, they certainly are. All right, so what else is going on? Let's finish up. We'll finish up with Bitcoin here today. And, yeah, what else is going on there? Oh, we have some numbers. I got some numbers for you, Don. Check out these numbers. Bitcoin price 3 years ago, $350, right?
Wow.
1 month ago, $766. Okay? Sorry, 1 year ago, $766. So it went from $350 to $766. 1 month ago, $7,458. Right?
Yes.
Done. 1 week ago, $9,885. Intraday high today, $19,304.
And in the past 3 minutes, it has now gone back. It has now gone back up to 16,002 for a 7% raise.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
This is tantamount to when you're at about 35,000 feet.
Coming up next, Kathy Fettke. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.